Here are the top 5 worst and 10 best car deals for the month of February 2026 from your friends at CarEdge. You ready, Pops?
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get going.
All right, let's start with the worst deals for February 2026. First things first, the 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. They're offering a finance offer here, Dad, that we are saying is one that you should skip over. This is on a remaining leftover 2025 F-150. And they're only offering 2.9% for those that qualify for 60 months. That's his last year's version, Dad, not this year's version.
You would think they'd be pushing really hard to get rid of the remaining 2025s, and those would be the ones you'd see 0% interest on or 0.9% interest, not 2.9. I'm not saying 2.9 isn't a good rate, but it's not as good a rate as it should be to move remaining leftover inventory.
For comparison's sake, the 2025 Ram 1500 Dad gets 0% financing for 72 months. So it puts into perspective here that Ford's offer on the F-150, again, from last year, is not as good as it could be. Now, we also have on the worst deals for February list, the 2026 Jaguar F-Pace, Dad. The Jaguar F-Pace is one of the slowest selling cars in the United States of America right now, yet Jaguar is only offering 3.9% APR for 12 to 48 months max. You've got to think that if Jaguar was serious about selling the F-Pace, they'd be offering a way bigger incentive here.
Well, this is on the worst deal list for 2 reasons. One, the interest rate that they're offering is not that great for the vehicle we're talking about. And well, 2, it's the Jaguar F-Pace, for goodness sake. Nobody wants it at any price or at any interest rate.
Now, Dad, Toyota gets in on the list as well with the 2025 RAV4. We've got the brand new 2026 RAV4 redesign. So you'd think, okay, they're going to offer a big incentive to get rid of remaining 2025s. No, 4.75% for 72 months, which is, 72 months and a subvented interest rate. But you've got Mazda offering 0.9% financing for 60 months on the CX-5, for example. So a better option out there, especially with a new redesigned option from Toyota coming out here in 2026.
Yeah, but the difference is Toyota really doesn't have to offer great incentives to move the RAV4. They're going to be in short supply for 2026. And so any remaining 2025s, people will be happy to get their hands on them.
Talk about short supply. You're not going to name Jeep in that sentence. The 2025 Jeep Wrangler makes the list with one of the worst options out there as a deal for February. You've got 6.9% financing for 72 months as the special offer on last year's 2025 Jeep Wranglers.
Yeah, 6.9%. I bet you I could beat that on my own because, well, I have good credit, but people with good credit, I think, could probably go out there and find a cheaper interest rate than what they're offering for the Jeeps. It's insanity.
Now, Honda's getting in on the fun with one of the worst offers in February 2026 on the brand new 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid. You want to get that subvented interest rate? Well, here it is, 5.49% for up to 72 months. Again, look at the competition. Subaru's offering 0% financing for 75 months on the Forester, for example. Now, that is 2025's option, but still, you can get a significantly better finance offer from Subaru than you can from Honda. Not a good offer from Honda right now.
No, and obviously 0% for 75 months saves you a ton of money on interest, as opposed to, say, paying 5.49% for 72 months. Just the interest savings alone would push you towards the Forester.
Now let's jump over to the best deals. And it's a good reminder that back at CarEdge.com, we have the best and worst deals listed out there for you as well. Click the links in the description down below. Best deals, Dad. Let's start out with Tesla. The new 2026 Tesla Model Y. We have 0% financing for up to 72 months. And they also have a 0 down lease offer right now as well. So Tesla going big, Dad, with the incentives, 0% financing for 72 months.
Yeah, that is that's a great savings. If you're paying 0 interest for a 6-month loan, that saves you thousands upon thousands of dollars when you compare it to an average interest rate of, say, 6.9. It's just a tremendous savings.
Dad, next on the list, the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe. Hyundai's going big here with 0% financing for 60 months and payments delayed for 90 days. Again, this is on brand new 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe, so a big offer from Hyundai.
It is. And the reality of the situation is that becomes 0% APR for 63 months because you're not having to make a payment for the first 90 days. And there's no interest accruing because, well, there's no interest being charged.
Nissan getting in on the fun. The 2026 Rogue, one of their best sellers, 0% financing for 60 days. Nissan is also doing this on prior model year Pathfinders and the 2026 Murano. So Nissan going big here, Dad, with 0% offers.
Yeah, 0% for 60 months. That's another way to save when you're looking at a Nissan. The only problem is, well, it's still a Nissan.
Now, Dad, we had the Ford F-150 over on the worst deals for the 2025 model year. That was for the XLT. Now, the STX is getting a really incredible lease incentive from Ford, $0 down for $479 a month for 36 months. So Ford kind of hitting it on opposite ends here. Must have something to do with the amount of supply of these Ford F-150s they have out there. The STX getting this lease incentive, the XLT, not so much.
Yes, and it's still, to me, $479 a month for a pickup truck still seems like a lot of money, but perhaps in pickup truck world, that is well, let's face it, that's a reasonable payment in today's world when the average new car monthly payment is $772.
Now, Ram is showing some desperation. 2026 1500s, 0% financing for 60 months, prior model years, like we talked about earlier in this video, 0% financing for 72 months. So Ram going very aggressive with their financing offers right now on full-size pickup trucks.
Yeah, it seems like that's something they need to do. Their sales have been slipping a little bit, and one of the ways to get market share back is to offer subvented 0% interest rates to make it appealing to their customers.
Brand new 2026 Kia Sportage. This is the plug-in hybrid, 0% financing for 48 months, Dad. That's a really impressive offer on a PHEV and a vehicle that's brand new to the market here in 2026, not a prior model year. A really big incentive from Kia.
Yes, it seems as if Kia and Hyundai have decided that they're going to push the envelope when it comes to incentives for 2026 models. They just want to keep their momentum going. They both had great years last year, and they want to keep that going for 2026.
Now, talk about leasing a pickup truck. Chevrolet getting in on the fun. The 2026 Silverado 1500. Chevrolet's advertising $379 a month for 36 months. That's going to cost you about $1,700 due at signing. That being said, Dad, this is a pretty aggressive lease promotion from Chevrolet. And, the fact that they're pushing lease payments on pickup trucks, I think is a sign of the times for how expensive car payments have gotten for these vehicles. Sub $400 a month for a brand new pickup is pretty attractive to many people.
It is, and this is just an example of manufacturers understanding the affordability issue. And so one of the ways to combat that is to offer superior lease deals to get people to be able to come in and go, yeah, I can afford $379 a month. I can't afford $772, but $379 certainly works.
Now, Ford's still trying to get rid of their 2025 Broncos. They've got a lease offer here, $385 a month on the Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4, $0 down at signing. So again, another sub $400 a month lease offer, and this one coming from Ford.
Yeah, I believe we're going to see lease deals proliferate for 2026 as manufacturers are trying to figure out ways, A, to make the payments affordable, and B, to make sure these people have to come back and do something again, well, in 36 months.
Absolutely. Ford doing another one on 25 Explorers, sub $500 a month payment, $499 a month for 36 months, $1,500 due at signing. That's the big lease incentive that Ford is pushing right now on the Explorer. And again, makes sense if you're a payment shopper. Obviously, go watch our other videos about how to negotiate a car lease and all that fun stuff, and make sure you understand the difference between leasing and financing. And this is where Ford's putting their money right now to try and get more people to buy these Explorers and ultimately to lease them and get this payment.
Well, and you said it, if you're a payment shopper, and well, 85% of all car buyers are payment shoppers. So this is a way to make the payment attractive for a shorter term.
2026 BMW X3 is the number 10, last one on our list here, best deal in February 2026, 1.9% financing for 60 months on one of the best-selling vehicles from BMW. A sign of the times, folks, that we're in February and they're having to offer you this aggressive of an incentive. 1.9% for 60 months on a vehicle that expensive saves you a lot of money and interest over that loan term.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, interest is the killer on a car loan. So if you can pick up a luxury vehicle at 1.9% APR for 60 months, that should attract a large number of people.